Hello and welcome to Hearts Wide Open, the Men's Health Podcast. I'm your host, Dennis. This podcast is all about breaking down the barriers when it comes to men's mental health, and I'm here to help you realize that you are not alone. Whether it's expert advice or personal stories, we're on this journey together, opening up and redefining what it really means to be a man today. You're not alone in feeling what you feel, and we're all in this together. I'm back in Amsterdam. Hello, Amsterdam. I'm back. So if you are around, I'd love to catch up with you. If you are watching this on YouTube or with video turned on, you can probably see that I'm back at our original set. I've been around Brazil, Mexico, Germany over the past few months. And yeah, just now got back to Amsterdam last week and really excited to settle in again, reconnect with some of the friends I have here, and getting settled in again. I've moved in with my girlfriend actually, so we're testing that for the first time, and yeah, I'd also love to talk about this in the future. So if you're interested in that, I'd love to hear from you. I've also started working at a local cinema, so I'm helping out there, managing the day to day. I want to engage more with the community here locally in Amsterdam, talk more Dutch in my day to day, and so far I've been meeting really cool people. So yeah, some of you may know I normally work with websites. So I make websites for small businesses and entrepreneurs, and I also run this podcast. And now I'm also helping out at the local cinema, and I'm moving in with my girlfriend, and I'm back in Amsterdam settling into my apartment. So yeah, it's a lot going on, and I'm going to talk about this phase of my life in one of the next episodes as well. So make sure to subscribe so that you see whenever we launch new episodes. We're on all the platforms you can think of, but we're mainly active on Instagram and LinkedIn. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, make sure to also give a follow there so you get a little nudge when a new episode comes out. Also, it really helps us if you engage with our content, because then the algorithm sees that and our message gets pushed to more people and we can engage with more people and we can make more noise for men and men's health, for healthy masculinity, and the topics that we discuss here on the podcast. So today's episode is a special one because as you are listening to this, it's my birthday. So I'm actually recording this the night before my birthday. That's right, I'm turning 33. And I thought I'd do something a little different and dive into the emotional side of aging. Birthdays are awesome when you're younger, when you turn 12, 16, 18, maybe 21, even 25. I mean, I was excited for all those birthdays. Even my 30th, I was still excited. Now I also have other feelings about aging. So once I hit 30, it started to feel like another year older and another year closer to death. So that's what we're going to talk about today, how it feels to get older and why it doesn't always look like we thought it would, and how we can still find contentment in all of this. How can we still be happy as we age? So, did you ever look in the mirror and think, how did I get here? Did you ever feel like you're just not where you thought you'd be by now? Let's dive into that feeling. Before we jump into today's episode, just a quick reminder to support the podcast. If you're a fan of what we're doing here, make sure you are following us on Instagram for all the latest updates, events, and everyday content about men's health. You can also subscribe to our show wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you like what we do, leave us a review. It really helps us reach more people just like you. Now let's dive into today's episode. All right, let's get real for a second. Birthdays can be kind of a funny thing, right? When you're younger, you're counting down the days to your next big milestone. You're ready to get your driver's license, or you can't wait to turn 18 so you can be officially an adult. Then you hit 21 and you're like, I'm a grown up now, right? But then you hit 30 and it's like, whoa. You start noticing a few more aches and pains. You think back to the dreams you had at 16 or even younger, about where you'd be at 25 or now at 33. And then you look at your life today and wonder, is this really it? It's wild how those expectations we have when we're younger shift as we age. At 16, I thought I'd be married with 2 kids by 25, rocking a successful career as a lawyer. Yeah, but here I am, 33, making websites for small businesses, running this podcast, and helping out at the local cinema. Yeah, not exactly what I imagined, but you know what? That's okay. What I've learned along the way is that life is not always about meeting every single expectation, but that doesn't mean it's not worth reflecting on. So if you are feeling like me, looking back at life and wondering what could have been or where things went differently, you're not alone. We're going to talk about it today. So here's the big question for today. Why does turning 30, and for me, 33 now, sometimes feel like a burden rather than a celebration? And how do we deal with that? I mean, by the time you reach your 30s, you've lived through a lot of life. And there's this weird thing that happens where it starts to feel like you've crossed some invisible line. Your body doesn't feel the same. Your mind starts looking back more often than you'd like. And maybe you start wondering, what could I have done differently? I think we all reach a point where we start taking life a little too seriously. At 30, you're no longer this young, carefree person with no responsibilities. You start to see what really matters and what doesn't. Maybe you're looking at your relationships, your career, your health, and wondering if this is what it was all supposed to look like. You might feel like you're falling behind, but guess what? That's totally normal. Most of us feel that way. So why do birthdays feel different now? Um, you remember when you were younger and birthdays were the best? The parties, the excitement, all your friends, presents, and the joy of finally hitting another milestone. I have cousins who are 8, 9, 10 years old, and every year their birthday, they're so excited. Like, yeah, I'm 10 years old now, and where are my gifts? And yeah, we're going to the bowling alley to celebrate and all that. But yeah, you hit your 30s, and suddenly it feels like you're just adding another candle to the cake and getting older. And why is that? I think a lot of it comes down to how society places so much value on youth. When you're young, you're constantly chasing the next big thing, your first job, your first car, your first love. But as you get older, the things you once chased start to slow down. And it can feel like you've reached a point where, well, it's just the same old, same old. But here's the kicker. Aging isn't the problem. The problem is the way we think about it. Aging is natural and it should be celebrated. After all, it means you've survived and learned. So what happens when your life doesn't match the dream you had at 16? Here's the fun part. I'm, I'm 100% sure that I'm not alone in having big, unrealistic dreams when I was younger. I thought I'd be this successful lawyer, maybe even married with kids, and that dream definitely didn't come true for me. Instead, I'm here with this podcast. helping out at the local cinema and working with small businesses. And you know what? I actually wouldn't change a thing, but that doesn't mean I don't sometimes feel the weight of what I thought my life would look like. It's easy to feel like you've somehow failed when your reality doesn't match your younger self's idea of success, or when you look around and you see all these people who are celebrating milestones on social media, on LinkedIn, and then you wonder, where am I in all this? What am I actually doing? Because yeah, those platforms are also mostly about sharing your success stories, of course. Yeah, we've also covered that in one of our past episodes, but this keeps coming back, and it's a problem for a lot of people out there, including myself as well. So what I've come to realize is that it's not about getting everything right. It's about living the life you've created and to be okay with that. So if you're feeling like that, know that you're not alone. Life doesn't always go according to plan, and that's okay. Is it okay to feel nostalgic and maybe regretful? Here's the thing. It's normal to look back and think what could have been. We all have those thoughts. Maybe you wonder if you chose the wrong career path, or if that relationship could have worked out if you tried harder. But here's the deal. Those feelings don't mean you failed. They mean you are human. It's okay to feel nostalgic about the past. It's okay to wonder, what if? But the trick is not to get stuck in there. The past can't be changed, but we can learn from it and move forward with new awareness. So, what does contentment or happiness look like at 33? So, now that we've covered the weight of nostalgia, aging, and unmet expectations, let's talk about contentment. At 33, I'm learning that contentment is not about comparing myself to where I thought I'd be, not comparing myself to my peers. It's about accepting where I am and embracing what I've built so far. I'm proud of my life, my choices, and the person I've become. And I think that's what we all need to aim for, a sense of peace with who we are and where we are right now. If we can find that, aging doesn't actually feel like a burden. It feels like growth, and that's something to celebrate. And that's what I'm celebrating this year. My own personal growth, the person I have become, and the things I do them for good reason. And when I had those dreams at, let's just say 16, because I remember at 16, I actually thought I'd be like married with kids at 25 and have all my life together. But like, you can have these dreams at 10, 12. Some people want to be firemen, doctors, or something like that. Or yeah, have 5 children, but now you're here and you don't even have a partner to have children with. You know, we all have these dreams, but as a kid, you don't have the life experience and the knowledge on what it really takes to live and what it really takes to build a life. And things also change. You go through life experiences and you realize, hey, for me, for example, I had this revelation during my law studies that, hey, I don't actually want to be a lawyer. I don't like this profession. I don't like how the day-to-day job looks like. And I was lucky to be working at an NGO back in the day that really showed me what I'm good at and what I love doing, and that has driven me in a different direction. And so there's reasons why I did not fulfill my dreams from when I was 16, because life happened and I got pushed into different directions, and I also went different directions, took new decisions, and I dream every year on where I want to go. And slowly things fall into place, even sometimes when it seems like it's all a big mess and I don't know where I stand right now. At some point, it falls into place again, and everything happens for a reason, I believe. And it's okay to look back and sometimes also regret when you're having a moment of vulnerability, or yeah, when you're turning 33, like me right now, you do like a reality check and think about, okay, so where am I actually right now and where do I want to be? But I think the important thing again is to realize that you've come a long way, you've lived, you've learned, you've grown, and there's a good reason why you are where you are today. And there's things that are going to happen in the future, even that are going to be awesome. And I just want to now embrace where I am, embrace who I am, even if I'm not at all at the end of the line. I'm still looking forward to going a long way, even if I'm past 30. I've lived one third of my life, let's say, or more. I look forward with optimism, and I'm actually excited about turning a year older. Because just in this past year, so many unexpected things happened to me, and that just happened by living and living every day. Those are just some final words from my side for my birthday, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode. But I'd also love to hear from you. What's your experience with aging? Do you ever feel like me, looking back with mixed emotions, wondering if you have made the right choices? Either way, I want to hear from you. If you're interested in sharing your own journey or talking about your experience of aging as a man, head over to heartswideopenpodcast.com and click on Get Involved in the navigation bar. I'm looking for someone to come on to the show and chat about their own story. So if that sounds like you, let's connect, reach out there, and I'm going to be sure to get back at you. And that's it for today's episode. Thanks so much for turning into Hearts Wide Open. Today, we talked about turning 33, the challenges of aging, and how to make peace with the life you are living, even if it wasn't exactly what you thought it would be. We'll be back next time with another episode. Remember, we release new shows every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. One last thing, if you're enjoying the podcast, don't forget to follow us on Instagram to stay updated on everything we're doing. And be sure to subscribe and leave a review wherever you listen. Thanks again for joining me today. Together, we'll discover healthier ideas about what it means to be a man. Take care, everyone. Until next time, happy birthday to me. Bye-bye.